So the Minnesota State Fair is a big part of Minnesota culture, and most of the residents have been to the state fair at least one time, but many go regularly, like my family. And we've gone about 32 of the last 34 years, so nearly my entire life. And it's an event that we look forward to every year and plan for every year. For some quick background, the Minnesota State Fair first started in 1859. There are 320 acres that make up the fair, and on its largest year, which was 2014, 1,824,830 people crossed the fair gates. So that's Minnesotans, people from around the country, and people from around the world. It is one of the largest state fairs in the United States and does bring quite a few people together each year. At the fair, you'll find a ton of different food, entertainment, vendors, arts and crafts, science demonstrations. There's pretty much something for everybody at the state fair, especially if you're willing to brave the crowds and all of the interesting people that come together for this. So I recommend before making a visit to the state fair that you visit the state fair website. The website's pretty thorough when it comes to logistics, parking, how to get there, ticket prices, the schedule of events for each day. Pretty much all of your basics are covered here in kind of a nice layout. It's easy to read and it's easy to navigate. You'll notice here down at the bottom of their homepage that they list their privacy policy, as well as that the Minnesota State Fair is protected under copyright law and all of their rights are reserved. So they're pretty explicit about that. One of my favorite parts of the website is the new food. They unveil this website or this portion of the website every June or so, and that's when my family and friends start texting and kind of going crazy about, oh my gosh, what do they have this year? What do we want to try? What looks disgusting? What looks amazing? And it's a lot of fun and social, and the socialness of talking about this kind of food is pretty amazing. You can see by some of the choices that these are things that might be great for everyday life. They might be things that you hope to never encounter, depending on who you are, and something that is pretty novel or might be fun to try just to say that you've done it. So it's a lot of fun looking at the new food and planning our strategy for the coming fair season. One of the most helpful parts of the website is their map. And so a lot of people will print this off or download it or use the mobile app so that they can navigate the state fair. And part of this sort of tutorial that I'm presenting is that I have used this map and added some specific notations to it, which you'll see in my blog post, to indicate where some of my favorite foods are and to show how you can kind of get around the fair to those different locations. Because this map and everything associated with the Minnesota State Fair does have copyright protection, I am using this not for profit purposes, but for educational purposes to encourage and teach other or new fair goers how to utilize some of the resources that this website offers. So this type of use of Minnesota State Fair protected material should fall under fair use, and I hope that you all learn a lot from what I'm sharing about the Minnesota State Fair, and in the future that you will attend yourselves.